Day 29 of 31 Days of Halloween. I have my lovely assistant here, Sydney.
Hello.
Hello. She's home visiting from Costa Rica for a month. And no, that's not a long time. Hit the button. Might have to bend it. We're trying to get the time lapse going. So hello. How is everyone today? Good morning, good morning. We have our pre-traced canvas. Look how cute that is. We're doing this little pumpkin kitty here. If you click the link in the description, this is for a different one, but you will get a supply list just like this. It gives you what brushes you need, the paint colors you need, and then if you want to get stuff from my Amazon store, I would greatly appreciate it. Your purchases provide a little bit of side money for me. I do get compensated a little bit. And then you have a tracer. This was a tracer from a previous one. What day was this? I don't know, day 8 or 9 maybe. So this one is available as well, but you will get a supply list and this tracer for this painting. This painting is inspired by Tracy Kiernan. She does step-by-step video acrylic tutorials too, and I love her designs. So let's get started. Hello. We have out our first few colors, purple, black, and yellow. I think I'm going to put out some white too. The white is on the floor. Can you grab the white? White's on the floor. Good thing I have my assistant today. Anyway, let me turn you guys around and we're going to get started. So I have pre-traced on both our canvases. I used the tracer and a little bit of graphite paper and trace this on. I have a flat brush and we're going to get started with some of this purple. Okay, I'm going to move this in. You can see me. She's painting here. I want you to be able to see her too, but you need to see me. So we're going to put our brush in the purple here. You want to put a little bit of pressure on it and get paint up into your brush. Yep. Perfect. And then we're just going to pick a corner. Let me move my paints out the way here. I'm going to start painting. A little more paint. I'm going to start painting. We're going to paint our entire background purple. But when we get towards the moon, we're going to make it lighter. And as we get towards the bottom, we're going to make it darker. I'm making my strokes curve because the top of my painting is curvy. So Sydney, what is one of the best things you like about living in Costa Rica?
Well, I surf a lot, so
That's right. Now she's a surfer.
probably the surfing, and I'd have to say the fruit.
The fruit. You guys, you have never tasted fruit. Most of it's the same fruit as here, but you've never tasted fruit as fresh and delicious as you would taste in Costa Rica. The fruit there is not imported. It is grown. It was not in a container. It was not on a ship. It did not cross oceans. It's picked and goes to market. And it is so yummy and sweet and fresh. So I would agree with her on that. And the food too. Food's yummy, right?
Yeah.
A lot of fresh food, a lot of
Fresh
vegetables,
fish.
fresh fish, yum. Okay. Now we're going to dip just one corner of our brush in the white. And we're going to come up close to our moon and start filling this part in with white and making a little bit of halo. See how I have my brush half and half because I only did a corner in the white? Then we're going to lay the white next to the circle, flat, and go around.
I don't have a moon.
You don't have a moon?
No.
Oh.
I'll pretend one.
You're going to, wait, I'll help you pretend. Who traced these? So crazy. Where's a pencil? I don't have a pencil.
I think I can do it.
You can't do it.
Chalk?
Chalk. Okay. Then you're just going to follow the circle because you did such a beautiful round around your cat to begin with. You're just going to follow that and do like I did with the white. I'm going to get a little bit more white and we want to make this halo a little bit bigger. So white, purple. Oh, wrong way. It's okay. Just make sure you put the white to the white and the purple to the purple, you guys. And then when you flip your brush, you keep it that way. The wetter your paint is on your surface, the easier it is to blend. When you want to blend, you want white on white. When you want to fix, enhance, tweak, you want to be patient and you want your paint to dry. It's okay to come in here and do 4, 5, 6 different strokes until you get the white or blended effect that you want. Okay? Lovely, 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 lovely. Now we're going to put the white part in a tiny bit of black, tiny bit, and the rest in purple. So I just put that little corner in black. I'm going to go back up here to my corners, and I'm going to start making my corners a little bit darker with the black. So
The black goes in the
purple,
corner.
yeah. And again, you want your strokes to be a little bit curvy. Purple and black, and come down here. So I'm going to come around. I'm holding my brush up on the chisel edge. I'm going to trace my pumpkin. And then I'm adding in a little bit of black and making the bottom corners a little darker as well. So tell everybody what you do in Costa Rica.
So I run a tour company
Tour company.
with my business partner Dylan, who's from Costa Rica. And yeah, we pretty much plan people's whole vacations. We make customized itineraries based on the activities or the services that they need. We do a bunch of different tours like waterfalls and wildlife, fishing, culture. We also help with services if you need accommodations or if you're interested in private chef or private chauffeur services. And we're based in Tamarindo, which is a lively beach tourist surf town.
On the Pacific.
Yep.
On
And
the west coast of Costa Rica.
Yep. And we range all the way up to like the Papagayo Peninsula.
If you're familiar, it's the Guanacaste province.
Yes.
Of Costa Rica. To basically the mid to northwest of Costa Rica. Okay, so I just picked up a little bit of black. A little bit of black goes a long way. My brush was purple. I picked up a little bit of black and I darkened the upper corners and I darkened the lower corners. Okay, and this is such a cute design. I'm not doing the edges today, but you know, you can always do the edges. Sometimes I do them with a fun design. Sometimes I do them the same as that color. Sometimes I do them a totally different color. And we're just going to wait for Sydney to catch up. You guys know I paint a little fast, but that's okay. She's doing a great job. Look at her beautiful blending right there. So she's going to visit her sister on Thursday. My other daughter, daughter number 1, this is daughter number 2, lives in Nashville. And so she's going there to visit her sister, some family time, and then she will be back.
I'm slower.
Okay, now we're not even going to wash our brush, and we're just going to pick up some black, and we're going to paint in this little hill on the bottom. Don't have to wash our brush. I'm going to hold my brush up on the chisel edge so I can get nice straight lines here at the bottom of the hill. I'm going to come up under my pumpkin. And paint this in, and then come right across the bottom with some black. And fill it in. Not a lot of colors in this palette. I'm using my favorite green for Halloween, this folk art lime green color. And then purple, yellow. What was that? I just heard a really weird noise here. That was weird.
What was that?
I don't know.
All right.
I think so. Did you guys hear that noise?
Sounded like a...
Did I ever tell you the one time that I was doing a live? So you guys, if you've been watching my lives and stuff, let me put this up while you do that. I'm always talking about how perfection over progress over perfection, and how there's no art police, and you do you and all this. So one day I'm sitting here and I'm painting, and my office faces my driveway in the front of my house, and I'm sitting here painting and I'm talking to people, and I'm like, and there's no art police, so you just paint and you pick up the color and whatever, blah blah blah. And then all of a sudden I heard a bang at the door. The front door is right there, and I screamed and jumped so loud, like right on my live, and I'm like, oh my God, who is it? And one of my people that were watching was like, oh no, it's the art police. It was UPS for the box, but
They dropped the box.
no, we banged on the door.
Oh.
And it scared me half to death. So, okay, now we're going to wash our brushes. Where's my rag? Did it fall down?
The paper towel?
No. Actually, just give me a couple of paper towels. So I'm giving my brush a good rinse, and then I'm going to dry it on paper towel. A lot of times my painters think like if your brush is not clean or if it's stained, you're going to get the color. If you rinse out your brush really good and give it a nice squeeze on the paper towel, you don't have to worry about going into the next color. You don't have to worry about changing your water or the color bleeding out. Sometimes, I'm a little lazy and I'm like, oh, I didn't clean my brush good enough. But if you give your brush a nice rinse and a good hefty swish around and dry it off, you're good to go. All right, now I'm going to pick up some yellow. And we're going to do our moon. At this point, your halo and your purple should be dry. If you need to switch, this is about a 1/2 inch, almost a 3/4 inch flat brush. If you need to switch to a smaller brush, you can. I think I might. So we can get into these little parts. It also depends on what size canvas you're using. This is an 11 by 14 canvas. I use the same tracer for it that I provided. So you would either use an 11 by 14 or a 9 by 12, or use whatever tracer you want and whatever surface you want. No rules with me. And before I switch brushes, I'm just going to use my brush on the chisel edge so it's not as wide. And I'm going to get into all these curves and nooks and crannies. And again, this is just base coating. Who remembers my pizza analogy, right? Painting is like making pizza, and you're not going to judge it until it's completely done. So I consider the surface the crust. Okay? Then as we add in all the main elements and color block and base coat everything, that is the sauce, the secret sauce. Okay? Then we want to have our cheese, and that just means completely adding in everything where you want it, where you need it on your canvas. And then at the end, we do the details. And the details are the topping. That's what makes your pizza special. That's what makes your pizza yummy. So you're not going to eat it raw. You're not going to eat it unbaked. We're not going to judge our painting raw or unbaked. We're going to wait until it's completely done with the toppings and everything before we dig in. And that's the same thing we're going to do with our art. We're not going to judge it. Our art goes through stages just like our pizza. I'm going to pick up a little bit of white and I'm going to work that white into my yellow a little bit. Just a little bit on the edge, just to make it a little bit brighter in here. I like what the white does to my yellow.
On the corner or the whole thing? Pick up the white.
Just, you could do it on the corner or just at the very tip like that.
Done. And we're big cat people,
Okay.
so that's why we picked this.
We are big cat people. Did you guys see my, okay, we're going to base coat, we're going to have to change, we're going to base coat the face of our jack-o'-lantern. I'm going to switch brushes now. We are big cat people. Did you see my story, my little kitty cat? And then I posted her on Facebook today. That's Misty. If you scroll down, you'll see Misty. We had 3 cats. Sad to say, Misty's our only one left now. But as though one of her sister passed last year, but Misty seems to have gotten stronger genes. And she's doing really, really well. She does have a thyroid condition, just like me. But that's okay. If you go outside the lines when you're base coating in the yellow for the jack-o'-lantern, that is okay, because we're going to paint right over this with our orange anyway. Yellow and orange are very translucent, as is red and sometimes brown, which I think is weird. But I'm going to do a nice dark coat in here of the yellow. I'm actually going over it twice. And get in the corners. I've switched now to my 1/2-inch flat brush. I don't give you guys numbers. I get these brushes from Diverse. Some of my brushes are Plaid Folk Art. Well used. I love these brushes. Brushes have a number on them. Like this is a 10 and this is a 12. This one is a little bigger. It's just a coincidence than this 10. Brush sizes are not universal. So what is a 10 in one brand is not necessarily a 10 in another brand. So when you buy a brush, I usually go by the size of my finger. So I'll be like, this is a 1/2-inch flat. It's about the size of my pointer, but obviously everyone's hands are different too. Or I'll be like, you want a large flat brush or a medium flat brush, or then I'll be like a liner brush. And this is a liner brush, but then this here is a detail brush as well. So, and it goes according to the size of your canvas too, a lot of the times. Obviously, the bigger the canvas, the bigger the brush. Okay. Now I'm going to wash my brush again. Looks so good. Let me show. You can't see her whole thing, but look at that. Fun, right? Okay. Washing our brushes. Is this yours or mine?
Yours.
Okay. And then we're going to give them a nice dry. Now we're going to base coat in our cat. And for all intents and purposes, our cat is black. But as we do our black base coat, we're going to start picking up a tiny bit of white because we want our black to have a little bit of white and gray and some highlight in it instead of just flat black. But if you want to do your cat flat black, that is fine with me.
Say that 5 times fast.
Flat black, flat black,
cat.
flat black cat. Flat black cat, flat black. Yeah, that's not going to work. That could get me in a lot of trouble. So I'm using my 1/2-inch brush and I'm doing my cat elements and I'm going around my pumpkin. And when we do our painting, we work from the bottom layer up again, just like pizza. Pizza is layering and our painting is layering. So we work from the bottom to over, to over, to over. This is why if you have something in your background that you didn't like, it's okay. Don't get caught up in like the first, second, or third step of your art. If there's something on my background I don't like, I can put a bat there. When I do my florals, I can put a leaf there. You don't have to have your project stop and come to a screeching halt because there's something that you painted or you dropped a piece of paint or you may have dropped your brush or you dripped. Nope, just keep going. It will all come together at the end. You have to trust me. So the only thing I'm going to go around here is the eyes. I'm going to paint right over the mouth. I'm going to paint in the back of the ears with my brush on, or the one ear anyway, on the chisel edge. And I'm going to go around the eyes and the nose, and I'm going to paint right over the mouth. We can fix that later. I like how his pumpkin hat looks like a beret. So again, I'm just base coating this all in. You want the side of his whiskers to be a little bit pulled out. You want it to look hair-like. You don't want them to be too perfect. So I'm just pulling my brush a little bit wispy out there to the sides. And then I'm just filling in the rest. Oh, I covered my nose a little bit. That's okay. I know where it is. While we wait for Sid.
Sorry.
It's okay. It's good to paint. You know, you guys, I know I paint fast. So it's actually good to have somebody painting along with me. Sometimes you guys paint along with me, but since it's Facebook, I can't see your cameras or see you. I do in the Zooms when I teach the online Zoom classes. So sometimes it's nice to have somebody painting along with me so I can see, you know, how long basically steps are going to take more of a beginner than they are me.
Did you do the white on the black here?
Not yet. I was waiting for you.
Oh. I did good.
You did do good. Okay, we're just going to put the very little corner in some white, and we're just going to come down here and we're going to just add a little bit of highlight. Corner, add a little highlight down here to the paws. Add a little highlight under here where the face meets the little body where he's sticking out. See, very light. Yep. Corner. Maybe on the top here of the both sides of the whiskers. Not too much. I want a little bit more under the chin here, I think. There we go. Just to make a little bit of a distinction between the black and on the details a little bit. And I'm going to wash my brush. We only use 3 brushes. A lot of times I only use 2 brushes, but we do go back and forth a lot with our brushes for this painting because as we're waiting for one section to dry, we move on to another section. Hello, thank you, thank you, thank you. It's nice to have you here. I love new subscribers. If you're not subscribed to my YouTube channel, please do. When this is over, I'll put a link in here. It is in the comments, but I will put a link in here for the tracer and the supply list and my Amazon shop where you can get all the supplies.
Wash it.
Wash it. Wash your brush. You can put it down because we're going to switch to our little brush. All right. We're going to switch to our little brush and we're going to base coat in our eyes, our nose, and the inside of the ear. Okay, so we're going to switch to our little brush. I'm going to get some pink. When we use our liner brush or our small detail brush, we want to almost lay it down. Almost lay it down and twist it between the thumb and forefinger because you want the bristles to come together. And Sydney's going to do the same thing with hers. She has a little detail brush and she's going to lay it down and twist it between her thumb and forefinger so that her fibers all come together. And then the little triangle nose. My triangle nose is going to need a couple of coats because I painted over it. But that's okay. I'm not going to get all jammed up because I painted over my little triangle nose. Nope, I'm just going to make sure that I come back in here and I give it more than one coat. And I'm going to wash my brush and then I'm going to base coat in my eyes with this beautiful lime green color that I love so much, especially for Halloween. These plaid folk art colors tend to be a little bit thicker than the deco art colors. So just be aware. And this is one of those things again where if you want your eyes, I'm going to fix that one with the black. If you want your eyes to be perfect and they're not, at some point you just have to put your brush down because you'll be like, let me fix the left, then let me fix the right, then let me fix the left, then let me fix the right. And before you know it, your eyes are huge or your cat looks like a cyclops. If you don't know what that is, it's a one-eyed monster. And you should have put your brush down like 5 strokes ago. So sometimes, again, progress over perfection. We just have to be like, okay, close enough, and brushes down. So there we have base coat in. Don't worry, we have more to add. I think my nose looks a little bit more like a beak. What do you think? Does my nose look like a beak? I may have to fix that. Her nose looks good. Look how cute that is. I'm going to get a little bit black, and I'm going to come in here, and I'm going to shrink up my nose a little bit. Is that better? Much better.
That's better.
Much better. Now my cat was looking like it had an owl beak for a nose. Now we're good. Okay, see? Little
You
paint.
like owls, though.
I do like owls. I did paint an owl. If you go back for the 31 days of Halloween, I should have a list. Oh, I do have a list.
My eye's bigger than
What day did I do an owl? Because if I could read my Beautiful. Day 19. Day 19 was the owl. So if you want to go back, check out day 19. You'll see when we painted the owl. Okay. Let's get a little bit of orange. I'm running out of, oh, I'm going to move it over here. I'm going to put it right with the yellow because it doesn't matter. Okay. These are just some of the decor colors I buy are in 16-ounce bottles. So these are just condiment bottles from Amazon. Sometimes they get clogged up here, so I just use a toothpick or a skewer. But they're perfect for putting the 16-ounce bottles. You can't pour out of those big mouth 16-ounce bottles.
this one we need.
Yep. Okay. Next step. I'm gonna do my smaller brush. I'm gonna load it with orange, and we're gonna start base coating in our pumpkin. And we are going to go right over the yellow.
Over it?
Well, let me go over it first. No, go around it. We're gonna go right around our yellow. Our yellow is gonna need a second coat, but we're gonna go right around our yellow. I'm gonna base coat in our pumpkin. When I want to go around the mouth and the eyes, I use my brush on the chisel edge. Get in all the nooks and crannies. It's a good thing I have my little assistant here today, or I would have just went for it, but now she can show you what to do, and I'm showing you what not to do, even though what I told you to do. Fill in all these down here and get a nice coat of orange in here.
And you're good that you don't have to spin your painting, but I think it's easier to spin it.
Actually, it is easy to spin it. You guys know I always work on a Lazy Susie. It's much easier to spin your painting. I should be turning my painting every which way, but if I were turning my painting every which way, because I have my guest here, we didn't have the same amount of room that I usually have. So I'm painting flat and one way, but it is much easier to spin your painting. And if you're noticing and watching her, she is spinning her painting. I'm going to pick up a little bit of yellow, and now I'm just going to add in some yellow and blend it in with the orange like we did for our halo above and our moon above. It's just lightening up the orange a little bit, adding a little bit of highlight in there. I'm not going to do the whole thing, just in the outside and towards the top. And because I painted over that one, I'm just going to roughly paint over those. And while she's doing that and going around her so nice and neat, I'm going to repaint my yellow on my face.
It's dry already?
It's dry enough because I didn't paint over everything. I just painted over the one eye and part of the mouth. Otherwise, no, it wouldn't have been dry already. And either way, it's okay because we still have details to add, right? We're still working on our cheese. We didn't even get to our toppings yet. Soon, but not yet. This eye might be a little wet yet, so we'll leave that one. But I was able to do the nose and the mouth and the other eye. And while we're doing this, we're also going to base coat the beret pumpkin on the top. Okay, and then I'm going to pick up a little bit of yellow and put a little bit of yellow in this orange as well up here for this.
Should I do the yellow here before the orange there?
Nope, you can leave it. Just come up here and do your orange for your top pumpkin. Okay. Can you reach the, oh, the brown's behind us. I gotta grab the brown. We're going to be moving on to the details in a minute, and then you guys are gonna see how this all comes together. Let's show. Look how cute. See, step by step, stroke by stroke, you can paint. There you go.
I'm just doing the yellow.
Okay. And then you can add a little bit yellow into your pumpkin at the top as well. And I'm going to fix this yellow right here. See? Paint, acrylic paint. You can fix anything. So there we go. Put that in.
Wash it?
No.
Okay.
I'm just going to dirty mine up a little bit. Again, corner in the white. We have a dirty orange brush, yellow brush, orange, a little bit in the white. And we're going to come up on the bottom and we're going to add a little bit of highlight, need more orange, into our pumpkin. So I have the dirty orange, put the corner in the white, put the corner to the outside. And again, I'm just blending in some white. And we're going to do it on each of the segments. So a little bit of white. I'm going to do it here.
Oh, the rind.
Orange, a little bit of white. Yes, each of our pumpkin segments, the white to the line, and add a little bit of highlight. If you see up top, I'm just going to take my brush. I'm going to wipe the white up top and come down and then do the same thing on the opposite side. See, I'm just doing like an upside down U or an N with my brush, and I'm adding some highlight to the middle segment of the pumpkin.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to do the same thing to the top. Put a little bit of white in my brush and just come in here, my white to the outside, and give my brush, give my pumpkin and my pumpkin segments, again, matte black cat and pumpkin segments, a little highlight. You just want a little variation. You don't want everything to just be flat. You want to be able to add a little dimension, a little character, a little texture, I guess. Even though it's flat, we're adding some texture to our painting. If you think you put in too much white, grab a little bit more yellow or purple, yellow or orange, and come back in and brighten it up. You just want a little texture. You don't want it to be all flat. Now, if you're a beginner and you're doing this with kids, their pumpkin can be as orange as they want. But you can introduce a little bit of texture and highlight. And now I am gonna, oh, you know what first thing I'm gonna do before I wash my brush? I'm gonna do my stem up here with the brown. If you didn't want to use brown and you just wanted to make a brown with your yellow and your purple, go right ahead. Then one less color you need on your palette. I just picked up a little bit of black to my brown just to darken it up a little bit. Here we go. And now I'm going to wash my brush.
Did you need the white in there too?
I did the white in there too, yes.
my brown.
So good. So good. So good. Okay. So we did our purple background. We blended a white halo around our moon. Then we added a little black to our brush to darken up the corners, and then paint this little hill on the bottom black. Then we painted our moon yellow, added a little bit of white highlight, base coated in our cat, added some details to our cat with the purple and the green, and then did our pumpkin. While Sydney paints her stem in brown, and then we're going to move on to some more details. And this is when you're going to see your pumpkin really, really, really start to come to life. This now we're getting into the toppings, y'all. What's your favorite pizza topping? I could tell you mine, but you won't like it. What's my favorite pizza topping?
Anchovy.
Anchovy. No anchovies, please. Who remembers that song by the J. Giles Band? I'm just full of all kinds of 80s music trivia. Okay, liner brush, black paint. If you need to pencil these in or chalk these in, go right ahead. We're going to add the pupils to our black cat's eyes. We're just doing a little oval in the middle of each green. It is a pair of parentheses, and then we just fill them in. Oh my God, I love it. I need to fix this a little bit. I got a little crazy with my black. Yep, there we go. Look, you guys, just doing that. How amazing is that? Okay, I'm gonna come up here to my black again, and we're going to do our mouth. And we can do our mouth in black because we made our cat a little bit gray down here. So one hook to the left and one hook to the right. I can see my mouth. Where is it? Can you see it? There it is. Okay. I'm gonna wash my brush. So cute. Okay, now we're going to do this all together. Do the black mouth with the hook to the left and the hook to the right. Then you're going to wash your brush and we're going to do all our white together, okay? One stroke at a time. Okay. We're going to do whiskers. If you want to practice your whiskers, that's up to you. I'm going to come over here. Yes, wash your brush. And then I'm going to roll my brush in this white. And you're going to roll your brush in the white as well. Okay. The first thing we want to do is the ear. So we're going to come up to the ear and we're going to do a little bit of white highlight. A little bit like of a long comma or apostrophe. Yep, that's it. Okay. Then get the back of your brush and we're going to put little white, put them in the same place in both center. You can put them upper left, lower left, upper right, wherever you want, but wherever they are in one black, they have to be in the other black. Otherwise they look all cross-eyed. Cute. Okay. I wonder if we can do this simultaneously. Can you come closer? There we go. Okay. Now we're not going to trace over the mouth. We're just going to do a little swish and then each side. We're not going to trace over the whole thing. Just want to highlight it a little bit. So one down the middle. Yep, and then just one to each side. Perfect. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Okay. Now we're going to go inside his paws because we can't really see where his paws are. So one there and one there. And that gives a little bit of a definition between where his body is and his paws. Then we're going to take little scoops down here on each, what are they, toes?
I guess so.
Okay, each of our cat paw toes. Yep, you might have to turn it. So did you like being home and seeing fall? It must be very different than Costa Rica.
Yes. And I like to wear all my jeans and sweaters.
Oh yeah, she likes to
And
wear
boots.
and boots. It'll be 80 degrees and she's home, so she can wear her jeans and her sweaters and her boots. Okay, little highlight on the tip of the nose up there. Twirl it, twirl it. Yeah, there you go. Okay, now we're going to do our whiskers. I like to do one up, one down, and one out. So I do one kind of up.
Don't go over the eyes.
Don't go over the eyes like I did. Well, that's okay. It looks okay. But you can go all the way out. Pick up more paint next time. Twirl it, twirl it, twirl it. Yeah, you can only get like maybe one whisker per paint. And then you want to pick up more paint. Nice. That was a perfect one. Good one. Good ones. Good ones. Right? And again, we're going to put a little bit of highlight up here on our stem. And I just want to put a little bit out here and out there next to my paws, on the outside of both paws. And I'm going to take a little bit of white and I'm just going to outline a little bit where we did the what do you call it, the shading before, the highlights. But now I'm just adding a little bit of fresh white over the lines and the segments of my pumpkin. So from the bottom up and the top down. And the same thing with the top pumpkin. Just on each segment, a little highlight. How cute he is. So cute. Ooh. You can do your top pumpkin. Nice light touch you got going on there. Don't put your hand in the paint. You know me, I'm always a mess. Hey, I'm pretty clean today, you guys. Go figure. I'm also going to start, I'm going to add a little bit of a white ring around my moon. And I'm doing it with little dashes, not one complete line. Ooh. More paint. Nice. Now with our dirty brush, we're going to pick up a little bit of brown, and we're just going to darken up the bottom segments here over the white, but not completely covering it. We're just adding a little bit of shadow and over the white ones on the bottom.
Just the bottom.
Just the bottom. And then I'm going to wash my brush. Thanks, Jerry. It's nice to see you today. I have a painter with me. My daughter is here. She's been visiting for Costa Rica for the month. So we're painting together today. Thanks for sharing the love. Okay.
Wash.
Wash. Wash, wash, wash. Now we're going to outline our jack-o'-lantern. Okay. You don't want your lines to be too thick. I'm rolling my brush in the black paint. We want to try and make our lines thin. Okay. Twirl. Light pressure. And thin lines. Good. Oh my goodness. Look at you go. Wait, they can't even see that. Look at that, you guys. Nice. And we're just going to outline our jack-o'-lantern elements. The nose, the eyes, and the mouth. See how everything just pops now? How cool is that? Oh my God, I love it, love it, love it now. It just all comes together, you guys. It's a process. Step by step, brush stroke by brush stroke, it all starts to come together. Nice liner work you got going on there. It's funny, sometimes in my in-person classes, we use these exact same brushes. These are the brushes that I provide in my kits. These are the brushes that I use at my in-person classes. They're really great quality, mid-experience brushes. They're awesome. And sometimes at my in-person classes, people are like, oh, these brushes. It's not about the brush. Same exact brush.
Oh, like they think the brush is too thick.
They think the brush is too thick or the brush is wonky. It just takes practice, you guys. Like anything else, to become good, decent, better at something, it just takes practice. My friend Amanda from Simply Flamazing Art, I don't know if you're following her. Has been doing since September 20 minutes a day of painting on her page, and the line is 20 minutes a day to become 90%, 95% better. And it's true. Like anything else, anything worth doing is worth practicing. And if you practice, you are guaranteed to get better. That's just it. Okay? Okay, wash your brush. I'm going to go back to our white for a little bit. I'm going to twirl in here. I just want to put a little highlight on our mountain or a hill, whatever that is. And now you can come back in here and you can do stars on your background. If you dripped paint somewhere like I did, I just came back and added a star there. And these stars are basically the same way I do snowflakes. It's an X and a cross, except these don't have dots on them. And I just do a cross, and then I do an X in the middle. And we have stars, and we can make them different sizes. Or I like to take the back of my brush, and maybe these are background stars. And they're faint and in the background. You can't see them as well. That's why they just look like little dots. Totally up to you. We can do little clusters of stars if we want. You guys know I like doing my triple clusters. They just add a little something, something to your art. And you can leave your background. You can do that to your background. You can do whatever you want. But we are going to add a little bat. Nice. Let's put your back here.
Okay.
Okay, so wash your brush. Let's get some black. Okay. I'm just going to make like an H to start out with. So I'm going to put the two lines, and then they're going to connect in the middle. Oh, I guess it's more like an M. So it's like an M or an H.
Here?
Yep, that's fine. And then a little dip in the middle. Okay. Then we're going to come here. I'm going to do one wing and the other wing. Yep. Okay. Then we're going to do the bottom of the wings. And these are opposite. So it goes up, up, up. Almost like the bottom of an umbrella. Little scalloped bottom. Wait. Oh, can you reach if you put it on camera?
Oh, sorry.
Repeat. Oh. No. Let me just fill that in. And then I'm just going to pick up a little bit of white. I'm just going to put a little highlight out there and a little highlight out there on the wings. You can put as many bats as you want. You can put 2, 3, whatever you want. I'm going to leave it at that. Cute. I put a little bit of white on the wings. Just wipe your brush off. And then just pick up some white and put it on the wings. Just so nice. That's good. Good. Okay, let's turn you guys around. Oh, she's gonna do dots first. Wait, she's gotta do the dots first. I'm gonna turn you guys around. You know what else I'm gonna do, I think? Let's see how it looks on mine first before you do it. Okay? And get a little bit of white. And just add a little bit in my mouth. It's okay. It could be there or not. Didn't change anything that drastic. Okay, let's turn you guys around. Ta-da!
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 So cute.
Okay, good. Put it down. Once I'm taller than you. She's almost 5'10", you guys. I'm sitting in a taller chair. 5'7". 5'8". 5'8". That's almost 5'10", right? I'm a little shrimpy. Anyway, thanks for joining us. 2 more days. That's it. 2 and 2. Who remembers what that's from? 2 and 2. You don't. You're too young. You weren't even a star in the sky. 2 and 2. Okay.